So if you guys have been following along on my channel, you know that I have been away, and while I was away, I was contacted by another reviewer named Christopher Lee. He created his own fragrance and he wanted to know my thoughts on it. So he said, hey, do you mind if I send you a bottle? I said, as long as you're cool with 100% honesty, then I am cool to review it, because you guys know that I don't do any kind of paid stuff. So with that said, I am going to be reviewing a fragrance by Krista CEO or Christopher Lee. It is called The Boss, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get it. Welcome back, everyone. So this is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back with another fragrance video. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you've always been here, make sure to like, comment, hit the bell. You know, all that good stuff, so that we can get into the nitty-gritty of this video, which is me taking a sip of my ginger ale because my throat is hurting. But with that said, I feel like I'm always sick. But anyway, so a reviewer, Krista CEO, you might or might not know him. He contacted me. I've talked to him a few times over the last like 6 to 8 months, and he contacted me a week ago and he said, hey Randy, do you mind if I send you a fragrance that I just created? It's called The Boss. It's Christopher Lee, The Boss. He started his own indie fragrance company, and he decided that he wanted to send it to me for my review. I said, as long as you're cool with me being honest, then I'm 100% up for doing that. I do want to advise you guys, I did have some issues with my presentation, which I won't go through because apparently there was a defect in mine. I'm not sure if it's happening to everybody else he sent it to, but with that said, I'm not even going to get into that part. And then also, I do want to show you a little bit of the box. I did have to rip it because I do want to mention to you, Chris, and to anybody who buys this, if you get the box, you're going to have to rip it. Or at least use all the force you can to get it out, because the box is so tight around the bottle that the bottle will not slide out. So it is called The Boss by Christopher Lee. This is the box. On the back it says, introducing The Boss by Christopher Lee. A sweet and smoky aroma. This fragrance was crafted with the intention to conjure the feeling of ambition and confidence. With notes of tobacco, vanilla, and cinnamon, The Boss will be sure to turn heads and leave a lasting impression. Sorry, the font on it was harder to read. So that is kind of interesting because I know it says tobacco, vanilla, and cinnamon. I don't get very much tobacco in this. I do get some cinnamon, but not what I would expect. And there is definitely vanilla in it. So with that said, this is going to be the bottle. Again, I'm not going to talk about the defect that I have, but it is actually a really nice bottle as far as the look of it. It has the red fluid. It kind of looks like a BDK Parfums look. It has the, I think it's New York City skyline, because I believe he's from New York. And then it says Christopher Lee, The Boss. So that is what it is. And I am going to spray it on, I'll spray it on my shirt. I can't spray it on my wrist. I am allergic to something in the fragrance. I know it's not the same for everybody. I've talked to another reviewer that did receive this fragrance. It's not the same for them. My daughter also sprayed it on her skin. It's just me. I'm allergic to something in the fragrance. But so I'm going to give you the full notes. He did send them to me. I asked him for them on Instagram, and they are, there's a lot of them. Blood mandarin, saffron, jasmine, grapefruit, mint, cinnamon, spices, rose, ambergris, leather, woods, patchouli, fir resin, and cedar. He told me that a lot of these, and it does smell like he did that he said that a lot of them, like he would boil the flowers and the fruits, and that they were actually natural oils that he got from doing so. So that's very interesting. I don't know much about the perfuming world itself and how those things are done in the indie community, but that's very interesting. As far as this fragrance is concerned, as soon as I sprayed it on, as soon as I did, I immediately knew exactly what it smelled like. It smells like a mix between like 1 Million by Paco Rabanne, because it has this blood mandarin right in the opening. It's that orange. It's that orange heavy. It has a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, exactly what you would expect from something like Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. Except for you're adding in a little bit of saffron to give it this sweet spiciness. The only thing is that compared to the 1 Million, the blend is a little bit less. I would say that maybe it's on par with the blend of something like a Boss Bottled or something like that, which I do like Boss Bottled, so that's nothing against it. So the overall fragrance actually isn't bad at all. It has a little bit of a feeling of Versace Eros in here as well. And I know that I saw a video from Mike from I Smell, and he said the same thing. He also said that he got vibes of Baccarat Rouge 540 in this, in the base. I don't really get much of that. I get like a kind of like a woody vibe. It's a very sweet fragrance, but it does mellow down in the dry down to more of like a spicy, woody nuance. With that said, the fragrance overall, I did show it to my wife. I showed it to my daughter. I showed it to my brother. And they all said very similar things to me, that it is a good smelling fragrance, that there's other fragrances that it does smell like 1 Million was one that my wife said right away. If you like those style of fragrances, I think that you would definitely like this. But the thing is that for me, I'm not a big fan of the original 1 Million. I think it's okay. Versace Eros, I really don't like. So as far as the style of fragrance is concerned, again, I think it smells good, but would I ever wear it? No. I personally, it's just not my style of fragrance to wear. And my wife said that about me. She goes, I could see it's a unisex fragrance for sure. It has this sweetness to it that my daughter even said that she would wear it. I'm not sure if he's going for more of a mass appealing masculine fragrance, but in this one, for me, it's mass appealing, and it has more of a unisex leaning masculine vibe. With that said, I do get some of the cinnamon there. I don't get much of the tobacco, which was interesting because I read that on the back of the box. There is a lot of vanilla, but a lot of the notes in this to me are muddled. In the opening, I actually told my wife that I almost get like a boiled apple smell. It's not there for very long, and then it really does transition more into that 1 Million smell. But for a second there, you get like a boiled apple smell, which that smells good too. Overall, I would say for this fragrance, I give it about a 6.5. If I was able to wear it on my skin, I would think that maybe it would go up to a 7, but for me, it's around a 6 to a 6.5. As far as the longevity and the performance, I got about 4 to 5 hours on this. So I sprayed it on my shirt, which usually clothes you do get a little bit more. And on my shirt, I did get 5 to 6 hours. I tested it on my daughter's skin because, again, she sprayed it on, and so I wanted to test the longevity off hers. And off skin, she got about 4 to 5 hours. So it was around, let's just say, as an average, 4 to 6 hours. In the opening hour, you get above average projection, but then it becomes lighter and lighter to where it's more of a personal bubble after the first hour for the remaining 3 to 4 hours maybe. With that said, I would say for an opening fragrance, for a line, I don't know what the price of this is. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that Mike told me, but I'm not 100% sure. I would think in comparison to something like Bourbon Street that I got from YVES Parfums, that's 65. I think that's a little bit better blended. So I would say that this is probably should be about 45 to 50 bucks. And I would think that would be a really good price. I will look up the pricing and the website and stuff like that and put it in the link below in the description. So if you guys want to check it out, definitely do so. I don't have any coupon codes or anything at this point in time, but I think for an opening, somebody who didn't really have much information about the perfume game, at least I don't think he did. This is his first try at it. I think he did a really good job. I know he really likes the 1 Million line based on his channel. And so if that's what he was going for, is the 1 Million / Versace Eros, then that's what you get with this. So again, it's very sweet. It's very kind of like fruity in the opening. And then as it does mellow down, that sweetness tends to dissipate and go a little bit further into the background. You get that vanilla, you get that woods coming in. I think it's either a sandalwood or a cedar that comes in, and a little bit of that ambergris, and it comes through. It's really nice. You get some saffron meddling through there, some spices. It's a nice fragrance. It's just the blend for me was a little bit lower than what I was expecting it to be, because they were, from what he said, it was a lot of natural oils. It just comes off like a little bit muddled in my opinion. Overall, I think it is a decent first release for him. Great job, Chris. And so if anybody wants to check it out, make sure, again, go to the link in the description. And if you do buy it, let me know what you think. And again, I'll be back with another one. Thank you so much. Peace out.